Back in the garden for you.
Yes.
How exciting is that?
I can't wait.
Tell me about, we haven't seen you in like 16 months by the time this fight rolls around,
Yeah.
right? In MMA. Was returning to MMA on your radar for this specific time, or was it just, hey man, I get a chance to fight in the garden again, I want to do it now?
Well, actually, I fought for my world title in October, and then the next Bellator that made sense was going to be February, and I was dead set to doing Mohegan in February, and then there were talks about unifying the 126-pound division in boxing with the girl who has the other two titles. So unfortunately, the politics didn't iron out, so it didn't happen. So when I lost my chance at Bellator in Mohegan in February, and I found out this one was coming, I was like, I don't care. We're doing it. We're figuring it out, and you're getting me on that show. So.
Have they talked about who it's going to be against yet? I mean, do you
Not
have
as
any
yet.
idea?
I mean, I'll be honest. Let's be real. I'm not going to fight for the title. It's been 16 months, like you said. But I know that between my manager and Rich, that they're going to come up with someone where it'll be a competitive fight.
How much does being away from MMA for that period of time affect you as you get back into training?
Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard. It is so hard to go back and forth between both sports, and I can't say that enough. I'm a mom. I have a 15-year-old. I have a full-time job. It's not like my whole life is dedicated to boxing and MMA, where I can say, okay, for 4 hours I'll train boxing, and then for 2 hours I'll train. It doesn't work like that for me, right? Like, because I have so many other responsibilities. So for myself, I can say it's been extremely challenging. That's why I know it's going to be a good fight, because no matter who they put out there in front of me, it's going to be like a dog fight.
Do you ever reach the point where you're like, this is crazy toggling back and forth, I need to just settle in over at one or the other?
I want to say yes, but I love the platform that Bellator gives me. Like, I love to fight. Like, boxing is like my bread and butter, right? Like, that nobody's going to show me something inside a boxing ring that I haven't seen already, whether they're better than me or not. I've seen it all. MMA is still so big to me. So to think like I want to just go back to boxing where I'm comfortable is almost like, why would I want to do that when I have so many other opportunities to fight? I don't know that I'd ever go for a title in Bellator, but I don't count myself out for it.
Is it fair to say that in boxing, if somebody said, you're fighting this Saturday, you're like, fine, let's go, let's do it, but in MMA, you have to work at it, you have to train?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the same thing goes for boxing in the sense that if I'm doing an MMA camp for 3 months, I'm not going to be able to hop right back into a boxing ring. It's going to take time to readjust and go back to my boxing training to get my muscle memory back to where it needs to be in a ring.
Tell me again one more time about what it's going to be like to fight in the garden, and sort of what that does for you and what that does for your motivation as you get into this whole thing.
Billy Joel plays his piano there. Like, where else could you want to fight?
100 times, right?
I
Did you do
know.
100 shows there?
I don't know, but I was there for my birthday this year with my daughter, my sister. It was like the best night. He's still awesome. But anyway, when I did my first fight in the big garden for Bellator, and like they opened up the cage, you know, the curtain to like show me. And I would like, it was like when you look over the Grand Canyon and you go, like it just like takes your breath away. That's really what it was like. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Tell me about, not to drag up a bad memory, but getting that loss a couple times back in Mohegan, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
And what that did for you in terms of moving forward and sort of a learning experience behind that, since you are so
Yeah.
soon in your MMA career.
So everybody thought like I was going to be devastated because I lost. And the truth of the matter is, like, I didn't feel like it was a loss in that sense, right? Like, I walked out of the cage, my head was held high. I knew that the girl was better than me, but that was a risk that I was willing to take. Like, all these girls are better than me. All these girls train different than me. All these girls know things I don't know. I'm going in there and I'm going, you know what? I'm tougher than you, and I'm still going to kick your ass. So if it doesn't turn out like that, I didn't feel like it was such a personal loss. It showed me that, yeah, there are girls who can do things a lot better than me, but I knew that going in.
Does it feel like, it almost feels like you're the only one who might think that? In terms of the wider fan base, they hear your name and they go, she's gonna beat this girl up.
Yeah.
Because of your name in another sport, right?
Yeah, but I think that fight, if anything, showed the fans that I do have holes, right? That there are weaknesses. But I came back and fought Anna just a couple months later to show everybody I still want to do it. I still want to try. I still have faith in my ability, and I'm going to do it again.
Appreciate it.
Nobody's tough like me. I'm from Brooklyn.
Thanks so much, Heather.
Sure.